Hey, it's Ellie from Alternative Mums Fitness, and today I wanted to talk to you about being happy, basically. So, the title of this video is Being Blank Won't Make You Happy. So, fill in whatever you want right there of what's going through your head right now. Being rich, being skinny, being successful, being shredded, being um, like whatever your thing is. And if you're comparing yourself to others, or have this kind of ideal in your head that you think, I'll use being skinny as an example. So when I'm skinny or when I'm a certain weight, I'm going to be happy. Well, no, that's not true. Being happy makes you happy. Living a life doing things that you love doing, living by your values and being the person that you want to be and having a fulfilled life will make you happy. Making the most of your life and doing what you want to do will make you happy. Looking a certain way, being a certain number on the scales, that shit's not going to make you happy. And then when you get there, you'll think, oh crap, I'm still not happy. What now? Oh, I've got to get skinnier or whatever. And it's just a terrible cycle. Um, you need to realize that you don't need to look a certain way. You don't need to look like anyone else to be happy. And by being happy now with your life and the way that you look, that's what you want to be. Because like I said, if you're not happy now, you're not going to be happy 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 kilos, whatever, lighter. So this is something that I really focus on with my clients and try and help potential clients with as well, or just not even clients, just anyone really, is about being happy right now. And so one thing that I do, and I've done this for myself over the last few years, is writing out your top 10 values, and then kind of drilling it down to what your top 5 values are in life. And my top value used to be independence, and I know that independence was a negative value for me because the connotation and what I had attached to that was negative, which was from childhood. Basically, I felt like people in my life, in my family, uh, I couldn't rely on them, and so I felt like I had to do everything for myself. And now I didn't have a terrible childhood at all, not at all, but that's the kind of from my circumstances and from my family, that's what I thought. And so I felt like, well, you've got to do things yourself because otherwise it won't get done and you can't trust anyone else. And that was my view on independence. And if you have independence as one of your values, it might mean something totally different, and that's fine. Your values are your values, and it's what it means to you, basically. Um, so that for me was a negative value, and all these years, the first time I did this values activity was about 3 years ago now, and it was only until the last few months that I've realized, okay, I've got to change that. I knew before that I had to change it. I knew it was a negative value, but it was still in my head that, yeah, that was my value, and I didn't know what else could fill its place. It was still a view that I was holding about the world and about myself. And it's only been the last few months that I changed that top value, and I truly believe it and live it now, to fulfillment. So fulfillment to me, it means basically living life to your full potential and doing the things that you love. To me, it means passion. It means achievement, success, helping others, putting myself first, doing things that I want to do in my life. It also basically, when I'm not feeling fulfilled, I feel quite depressed. I feel like I'm not making the most out of my life. I'm not helping enough people, and I'm not taking time out and doing things for myself as well. And there was a time last year where I went through this. I took some time out. I sold my first business, and I took some time out for myself with my new baby and my daughter as well. I've got 2 young kids, and I took time out to do the things that I hadn't been doing with them. and taking them to the library, just chilling out and not worrying about, "Oh, I've got a heap of work to do, or I've got to be here, I've got to be there," but just spending that time with them. And it was great. But after a while, I felt unfulfilled because I wasn't living my true mission and passion in life, which is helping others. I was still doing a little bit of work, but it wasn't enough to fulfill that passion and within me. So I was feeling quite depressed. I felt like I wasted a lot of last year. And that might sound horrible if you're a mum in particular, that spending time with my kids is a waste. And I don't mean that at all. But that's kind of how I was feeling at that time, that I was wasting my full potential of what I could be doing. And having that time off, I really struggled to find the motivation again to get started. I wanted to do more, but part of me wanted to do more, and the other half of me wanted to not be stressed and busy and not go back to the way that I was before, and be able to go to the movies in the middle of the day if I wanted to. And then after time, I realized, well, I can have both. Success and doing well in business and helping people doesn't have to be stressful and busy and all time consuming. I can have both. I can have a successful business and help people with their businesses and help people with their health and feel fulfilled in myself because I'm doing all of that. And I can also have time out for myself, time with my kids, time with my partner, and downtime, relaxation time. I looked at my limiting beliefs. I did a lot of personal development and I worked through these things, and took that time out to work on myself. And towards the end of last year, I really ramped it up again, and built my businesses again. And I realized that no, that wasn't a waste of time. I needed that time. Otherwise, I was burnt out. I was stressed. I'd had enough. I had no passion anymore. So if I'd kept going like that, I wouldn't have been working to my full potential and giving my clients what they deserved. And it just wouldn't have worked. I also would have regretted not spending that time with my kids whilst they're young, especially my brand new baby, missing all his milestones and that kind of thing. And everything happens for a reason, and everything happens at that time for a reason. And so I realized that over the last couple of years, and even having that time off, people were still following me. People were watching what I was doing. People were getting value from what I was still offering, even though it was at a lower scale. And when I got back into it, I did really well, really quickly, because of that build up over the last few years. And I was refreshed, and I had focus and clarity and motivation again. And I realized basically that success and in business, it doesn't have to be a certain way. And I also realized with my health as well that you don't have to be a certain number on the scales to be happy. So basically, living by your values is going to make you happy. So if some of your top values are, for example, if one of your top values is health and fitness, but you're eating Maccas every day and not doing any exercise, well, you're not living by your values, are you? And so you're going to feel that disconnect, and you're going to feel unhappy, unfulfilled. You're going to feel maybe depressed or like a fraud, until you are living by that value. It's the same with, I guess, family. If you're not spending the time, if family is one of your top values, but you're not spending the time with your family or making time for them, or if you're maybe cheating on your partner, or I don't know, there's heaps of different things that could be going against that. So it's living by your values and making your daily habits each day reflect your values. So basically, I have about 10 or so daily habits that I like to achieve, and it doesn't mean you write down these habits and you've got to do it all at once. I really believe in small, gradual changes. So picking one or two small things, working on that, and building up from there. Otherwise, it can be quite unrealistic. But some of my daily habits are to drink 3 liters of water. Not everyone has to drink 3 liters of water. That's what works for me. It's moving my body, Doesn't mean I have to do a workout every day, but move my body, dance around the house with the kids, or go for a walk or something like that, just moving instead of sitting in front of the computer all day. It is getting plenty of veggies and fruit, getting protein with each meal, getting my good carbs and fats. It's reading, because I feel like I'm expanding my knowledge and I'm having that time out for myself, and I'm learning more as well every day. Even if I just read a few pages, at least I've done that for the day. It's having time out for myself. It's also having relaxation time, and it's having time with my kids, so doing something just with them. So there's a couple more as well. Getting to bed by 10 p.m. So there's a few more, but you can see that encompasses different areas. So health and fitness, relaxation and sleep, family time, time out for myself, learning and growing, and all of those things are in my top values. So basically, can I remember them off the top of my head? I wonder if I've got it here actually. But basically, some of my, just trying to find, yeah, here they are. My, as I mentioned, my top value is fulfillment, and then from there, I've got health and fitness in there as well. I can't remember. You've got to think about basically what could I not live without? Can you live without your health? Can you live without your family? Well, probably not. Do some of them fit into other areas? So wealth might fit into financial freedom for you. So you don't need to have both of them. Cross some of them out that mean the same thing, basically. And write out what each of these values mean to you. So my top one is fulfillment, which to me means freedom, passion, success, helping others, and achievement. It means doing marketing and sales and mentoring and helping people on a daily basis. It means taking time out for myself to do the things that I love. One of my other ones, I don't think these are in order actually. Financial freedom and wealth. Living a life that allows me to have financial freedom so I can do what I want when I want, so that my family will never have to struggle again. Health and fitness. Basically, most of those habits I told you before, following those daily habits. Learning, education, and growth. So reading books, reading blog posts, listening to podcasts, doing courses, educating myself, being part of mentoring groups, and personal development, and always growing and learning and expanding my knowledge. Happiness. Happiness is a big one, because if you're not happy, then what's the point, really? So that to me means fun, social interaction, family, and doing things I love and having time out for myself. Social interaction is a really big one for me. And over the last year, when I've been at home for too long and I'm not been connecting with people actually face to face in real life, not just on Facebook or whatever, then I feel disconnected and I'm feeling quite depressed if I'm not doing that. So that's a big one for me, and that fits into happiness for me. So first of all, realize that being a certain way, looking a certain way, having material possessions, having certain things is not going to make you happy. Your values and living by your values with your daily habits is what's going to make you happy. So write out your top 10 values, then bring that down to your top 5. Any that kind of mean the same thing, cross them out and just have the one. And then write out what each one means to you. And then write out maybe your 5 to 10 or however many, not too many, because then it gets too much and you're not going to do every one of them on a daily basis. But what are your top 5 to 10 daily habits that you've got to do to live by your values, to live a purposeful, passionate, and happy life, basically. And these are the things that will make you happy.